What is going on, All-Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or all these badass vehicles we all love to drive, this is your All-Terrain Nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd. And what is going on, everybody? As you can see, football season is back, and I'm super pumped about it, man. I hate what it brings. It brings winter, but I am so pumped that football season's back, and my Bengals actually won today. It was very ugly. I mean, it was an ugly win. Hopefully your favorite team won today as well, unless they're Cleveland, and then sorry Cleveland fans. But I hope everybody's Sunday's going well. We're trying to squeeze this in between Sunday night football, I guess, because I always can tell. Anytime I've watched a couple videos this week, no views on them. No views. And it's because it's football season. It's college football going on, and people are not, I guess, watching YouTube. But anyways, I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. It's Sunday. We made it. We made it to the end of Sunday. Cheers, everybody. I hope your weekend did go well. I really do. I been working around the house a little bit, man. It's kind of like on topic, but garages can be a pain in the butt. And I'm specifically talking about garage doors. My garage door, it's been a couple months ago. The actual electric motor deal I don't know, it was freaking out. And as you do, you can pull the little cable so it just free spools the garage door. And as one does, you get busy and you're like, I will get to that project. And well, I haven't got to that project yet. And damn it, if we went to about 2 weeks ago, we tried to get in our garage and then it came off track. And man, what a pain in the butt that is. And I watched YouTube. I mean, I'm on YouTube, but I watched a bunch of videos on maybe how to get it back. At the end of the day, me and Kelly just decide, we're going to throw $150 or whatever it is at it and just let the professionals come in. There are times I've learned, I've probably said this a few times. I grew up. I didn't grow up, man. I grew up pretty poor. And if you wanted something repaired, we were going to figure it out. And that comes from cars and everything, man. Like I've done so many things to my first car was always broke, and I always had to figure out a way to get it fixed. And, with my dad's help, we did it. But knowing now, am I wealthy by any means? Hardly. I'm very lower middle class now, but I do have the $150 to hire a professional. So it is kind of nice. My dad it's funny. He'll come over and be like, well, we'll tackle this. And I'm like, I'm not going to go to Home Depot 16 times for something that should take 30 minutes. And so I will gladly, I don't know where you guys are at with that. I will gladly pay a professional sometimes. And in this case, to fix my garage door, man, such a pain in the butt. Let's see. Miss Maya's in here. Welcome in, Maya. Nick, we got John, we got Michael. We got T and Code Monkey. What's going on from Murfreesboro? T and Code Monkey. Cheers. Let's see. What was in the glass night? Oh, E.H. Taylor. I'm drinking some good stuff tonight. If you guys don't know, by the way, before we get into the meat of the topics, I have a new channel called Bourbon Nation Media. Check it out, man. We do fun bourbon hunts and we just get silly and talk about bourbon. So go check that out. If you're on ATN Offroad, come over here to All-Terrain Nation and vice versa. We have an off-road channel, ATN Offroad. Check it out. I've dropped a review on something we're going to talk about tonight on the main channel today. And this video kind of surprised me. And I talk about it in the video. If you've watched it, we'll talk about it here in a minute. But yeah, this one surprised me quite a bit, this video and the review that we did. But it was fun. And it took the longest video I've ever had to do, because I started it in the spring and I was editing that video and ended up not using anything I shot in the spring. And then we did a couple trips and and honestly, those trips gave me the best way of testing these tires. And we'll just get right into it. We're going to talk about KUMHO tires here. And then we're going to talk about some Scout issues that I foresee coming up. But KUMHO tires, they hit me up last year around this time, and they were like, hey, are you coming out to SEMA? And I was like, yeah, I'll be out there. And they're like, we would love to. And I get this a lot. When you sign up for SEMA as press, you get all these vendors will start reaching out to you because they hire PR teams to, hey, we want people to talk about our product. And I took the interview, but almost ran out of time. And it was at the end of my day in Vegas, and Kelly kept pushing me. She's like, You just need to go. They want to talk to you for something. So we end up going over. And you guys know, I've been a BF Goodrich kind of tire snob forever. Like, I don't know why. That's just what I've always been, especially in the off-road world, always been attracted to. So I've never really given. I almost bought Nittos one time, but Nittos, I see everybody running them, much like probably BF Goodrich, and I'm just like, I have to be different with tires, but I don't know. I see every bro dozer out there with bald Nittos running around. It kind of turns me off to want to own Nitto. But so we go and we talk to KUMHO in Vegas and did an interview. It's on this channel, by the way, and I thought it was good. We got to talk to an engineer who was based out of Ohio, and where KUMHO has their U.S. headquarters, and like he explained, hey, this is the technology, this is what we're doing. Because I always assume, like, hey, man, KUMHO, I always thought initially, like, they're a third tier tire company. Like, they're just, I don't know, they're just not in my radar. And the PR person that was out there said, well, we would love you to run a set of our tires. You choose, you want all terrains, mud terrains, whatever you want. And I was like, well, sure. I mean, tires are expensive, and I don't put a value on what people send me. But obviously, you do need to respect that. You figure they're going to send you 5 tires. You better respect, because that's nearly $3,000 worth of tires. Kelly got in my butt today about that, by the way. She was watching the video when it dropped this morning. She said, "You said the tires were $3,000," and I looked it up. They were like almost $2,500, and then you include shipping and then taxes and everything. You're at $3,000 for tires. I think it blew Kelly away, and hopefully she's on her way home from some softball stuff, so hopefully she can make it, by the way. But yeah, so we tested these tires all spring and summer, and wow, I was very impressed with this. And I'm gonna bring up some photos of these tires. Just bear with me just a second, because they're definitely worth talking about. So do the old movie magic here. Share something. If you're listening to this, I say welcome in. We appreciate you. We appreciate you coming in, listening at least. All right. So this is the day I had them installed, and I would never run the tire shine, whatever they put on this, but it didn't gross me out, but I'm like, man, I don't want people thinking this is some bro dozer. But anyway, so this is what they did when they come. I had discount tires mount them along with some new method wheels that we put on the vehicle. And I forget, I think they're 703s. I can never remember what exactly they are. But as you can see, these are 37-inch tires, which is what the Raptor runs. And when I got them without being mounted, I just was looking at them like, I just couldn't see them on my truck. And then once we mounted them with the wheels, because initially I thought, I'm just going to mount these on these wheels. The methods I wanted to keep, but the tires I didn't. And I will run them for maybe a month or so, do my review on them, and take them off and put the factory stuff back on. And just the initial impressions of these things when I left discount tires was how firm the sidewalls were, because they're definitely a big truck tire. And you could definitely tell, but I actually like the way it changed the vehicle dynamics, because it did have a softer range tire. I keep saying C, but I believe it's probably a D rated tire for a 37. I don't remember. In the comments, let me know what the factory BF Goodrich are on the Raptors. But it definitely it made the truck more nimble feeling on road. And I dug that initially, and I was just like, well, that's one thing. Who cares? Like, they're not going to win me over. Once again, I'm going to do an honest review on these tires, and just kind of that's it. And more I started looking at them, the aggressive side lugs on these things just was really winning me over. Of course, they paired with these wheels. I mean, the method wheels look really cool on Broncos. But this just, they started winning me over like crazy. And I was like, man, you ever bought something? Are you brand specific? And you buy something and you're just like, I'm not going to buy the name brand, whatever. And you get it and you just feel horrible about that purchase of like, I just should have spent the extra $10, $15, whatever. That's kind of initially, even though Nitto or KUMHO sent these to me for trying, I have no dollars invested in these. Once again, I was just kind of like, eh. But the more I kept running these things, I was just like, damn, these are really good tires. And today I was thinking about this video that I dropped, And it made me think, hey, how car parts, you put exhaust on your vehicle and there's always that, it's cool, whatever, is did it make you did it improve the vehicle? Who knows? But you go, okay, I accept this is what it sounds like. It just, maybe it's not as cool as I wanted, but it's better than what I had. And I got thinking about tire purchases, and it's one of those things that has to be so brand loyal that people are not willing to try other brands. And I really think it's due to price. Once again, you wrap 5 of these things for the Bronco and you're nearly $3,000. And that's a big investment on a vehicle, considering, well, I'm stuck with these for the next 3 to 4 years, probably, depending on where how they wear. And so far, we've put about 4,000 miles on these tires. They seem to be wearing very nicely. I'm due for a rotation on them. But it really, I got to thinking, man, I think deep down, that's probably why I never wanted to switch from BF Goodrich, because you're like, I do not want to be disappointed in my purchase. So as I was riding on these all summer and we got to do some nice off-road trips with them, my opinion of these tires just really changed quite a bit, and it surprised me. And once again, I mean, I'm like everybody. I can dig brand name stuff. Clearly, I'm a BF Goodrich guy, and really trying to give these an honest chance, which I do on any product that I'm ever sent. I really do try to give it an honest, unbiased opinion. And I just started falling in love with these things. And I said it in that video that I dropped this morning, that I don't know that I don't think I'm gonna put the BF Goodrich back on it. And I could get, honest to God, like, these companies, they know they'll send people products, influencers, whatever product, and they'll run it for a minute and then they probably sell it half the time. I could sell these tires for 1,500 bucks easily. And I'm not like, I may end up just selling my BF Goodrich so they don't just dry rot away, because that's how much I really like these tires. But I am curious where you guys are at with this. Are tires that one purchase that you go, oh man, I'm just going with what I know. I just don't want to spend that big money, and regret that purchase. And oh, hi, Alcione Ford, by the way. Sorry, Miss Laura. I wasn't trying to be rude. And these things off-road, dude, they were a beast. Now, because they are such a heavy load range tire, they do flex, but we were aired down at maybe 15 right here, and I've got a good picture of them flexing somewhere. Let's see. Well, maybe. Let me pull this off a minute. But they will definitely flex, and they will flex well, but it took a little bit to get them to do it. And did 17 there. I did 15 in Michigan, and I bet I could go down to a 10 PSI, because these methods have that beadlock technology. I don't know, it's with a grip, something they call it. So I could air them down pretty low, and I guarantee you they would really be nice and soft and meaty then. But where are you at, guys? Where are you at with tires? I'm always curious. Once again, major purchase. Which brands do you like? Once again, I was a BF Goodrich faithful. I may not be anymore, man. Mind has been opened up enough to go, you know what? The next tires I need to purchase, maybe I do try Nitto, or maybe I do try some other brand out there, or maybe I just stick with KUMHO, because I would buy these tires again in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Nick says he's going to stay with his BFGs there. No problem. Nick, what are you running with your BFGs? Curious. I know you got that Gen 1. Um, I've always, Michelin, best tire in the world. That's what I've always heard. It's always the best tire in the world. And Michelin owns BF Goodrich. So you always think, okay, they put that technology in their off-road side, which the KOs, when those came out, were such game changers, compared to every other all-terrain style tire of its day. Like, just game changers. And he looked aggressive. And then when companies like Goodyear started bringing with their Duratrax, they really started bringing those meaty sidewalls, much like these have. That's when it was really a game changer of people going, oh yeah, sidewalls. Because when you air down, you're flexing the sidewalls. Or I always equate good sidewalls like this to, you're in a rut. Your vehicle's at an angle, and at least it's just giving you more bite on the side of that rut. But yeah, I'm very happy with these things. Baja AT. Let's see, Adam says, Okay. I've definitely seen the Bajas. There's other brands out there that I've definitely am interested in now. But let's pull this up one more time. And there we go. But yeah, these things were they were very, very impressive. And even in sand, I was very surprised. Not that because we ran last year out at the dunes, we were running the KM3 tires, which did perfectly fine in the sand. I never thought, oh my God, they're bad. You would think maybe more of the KO series would be a better tire for this sort of terrain, but they dug in great. Um, you can see all the grip and stuff. We were throwing sand like crazy. I mean, we were having a blast out there. And I love this is like I'm in the desert kind of deal there. But they do look good too. I have to say, they do look good. So yeah, so that's the tire thing right now. And I've got to talk to Kelly about here's the shot. I was looking for this. Pardon me. Remember, I'm a one-man operation here right now, so I apologize for being so silly, but here is where these things were gripping like crazy here. Look at that, man. Like this is where some lesser tires those sidewalls might cave in. Now it wasn't a jagged rock, but it was a, nice little rock there that they were pushing into there. And I was once again very impressed. Look at that. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive to me personally. Not that I'm a tire whiz by any means. Let's see. T and Code Monkey. I want to go bigger tires on my Black Diamond, but I live in without. What? Sorry, I love the. I think that's supposed to be love the Black Steelies. Not a fan of the Grabbers. We'll go with something different when they wear out. Yeah, that's right. They did put like a grabber or something on it. That was unusual at the launch of the Bronco. All the different tires they put on these vehicles. It's like pick a brand, man. Every brand has a good wide range of off-road tires. But what is up, Kevin Hawthorne from Florida, Lakeland, Florida? Appreciate you guys stopping by here tonight. Let's see. I want to talk about the Scout, and then we'll get into some wild conversations here. But let me pull this up. I dropped a video about the Scout. Was it on? I think it was on the main channel here. My mind is going crazy. But and then like a day later, Scout actually dropped some more information out. So I feel like I pushed their button. I'm kidding, of course. They're not paying attention to me right now. But yeah, they dropped this new of the Terra pickup truck, and it's in that kind of a olive green. So this is the actual what it looks like on the truck, and they were teasing this color. They were on the forums. They were asking what colors would people like. They mentioned some colors, give some like just generic color charts or patterns on some plastic, and people were digging this color. And I like it. It's a little lighter than some of the other brands out there with their greens. That truck looks really, really good. And I'm gonna pull up a bit better image. These wheels, where are they at? Those wheels actually look really good. That's not something I would normally like lean towards, but I think the Scout is just enough retro with a hint of future that they work out really, really well, and digging those quite a bit. There we go. There's a backside of it. I know I've got some Scout people out there because I've done some videos, and you guys usually like those videos. But I think Mark on the channel, I think Mark ordered the Terra, and I did the Traveler with the Harvester generator, and very excited to get my hands on one of these. But the pricing's what's starting to scare me now. Even though this is I mean, I think it's a beautiful design. Had they put some sort of straight six in this, like this interior, just so nice, man. That kind of wood, very Rivian like. And I know they partnered with Rivian on some technology stuff, but they definitely, I feel like they took Rivian's design team as well, because that interior is nice. You guys know how I fuss about the tablets sticking out of the dash. They've done a really good job with keeping those in there. I do like, they've paid attention to what Bronco did, and they have that DIY rail there. Steering wheel looks fantastic. I'm very pumped to drive this vehicle. Um, I'm very pumped to actually show you the vehicle instead of my vehicle. There we go. Bring this back up. Share screen. There we go. So here's the interior, and these are closer to production. They're starting to be able to launch stuff of like, okay, this is what the production vehicle is going to look like. They always tweak some things, but I'm very happy that the interior of this vehicle is pretty close to what we saw at the launch of it. And I think it looks good. I love how they've integrated the light bars in those. It looks like they're ambers. I bet they change colors, but if that's factory, if that does have the ability to come like that factory, that's going to be very nice. I like a light like that that feels like it belongs. You know, I love all the right lights aftermarket we've run, but at the end of the day, I kind of want my vehicles to feel very factory looking. And boy, does this thing look great. Look at these LEDs up here. I'm hoping they've cracked the code on these where they, you don't have to get aftermarket amounts of light with a light bar up there. But from the factory, it should give you a good little bit of light, but it's the howling and whistling those bars do. And the way wind comes off of the hood and goes across and just disrupts everything a lot. You get a lot of wind noise that way. So I'm hoping that Scout has cracked that code on that. But boy, that truck, I have to say, they've did a damn good job on this thing. It looks great. The side markers, the way they protrude out on the front and back, really, really cool. I like this too. Look at the box. This is a toolbox with Molly on the back. So that's kind of new. We haven't seen any of this just yet. All the nice Scout branding in there looks good. I'm hoping, it's built to last. We're supposedly getting real axles. So I'm interested to see under this vehicle at some point. If that is a sway bar, that's the tiniest sway bar I've ever seen, but it may not need much, honestly. But branding like that Scout that glows, hopefully they continue to do that. That Terra in there looks great. I am curious how Nissan's going to battle them for the name of the Terra. Um, oh mercy, spilt my whiskey. Because Nissan is definitely bringing back the Xterra. So it seems like something confusing in the market. And Terra really is not it's not like a name that Scout. It's not some historic name. Um, let's see what else we got there. Yeah, back to the tires. All these little touches too. Look at these outfitter switches. Look, here's your lockers. You can see up here is your locker switches. I'm not sure. I really can't tell much about those. The old magnety compass up there. I remember those from the 70s, man. Every dude had one on his dash of his pickup truck, man, and they would shake and they were probably never much right, but definitely the nostalgia there. It looks like they've really getting these sensors down too. Because initially when they started putting all the driving sensors in the windows, it was way down here and it was just obstructing your view. So hopefully that's nice. The materials they've used as well too. Boy, those look great. They really do. I'm I'm really hoping that this is what the vehicle when we see it at the end of the day is going to look like. But I want to get into concerning things about this. And I dropped a video on this yesterday looking like, hey, where is the updates? Until this dropped, Kelly showed me this morning because I didn't catch this. And these new pictures, but there's no real updates to this. And it's not concerning, but boy, initially I thought their timing was perfect because everybody was going so EV and they were like, okay, we're going to do this harvester generator version. Of course, Ram's already talked about doing this. Ram for their full size truck have pushed it off for a couple years. But the generator initially, I didn't order the generator, and then because I forget what the range is supposed to be without it. It's pretty good, 350 something like that. And then if you get the generator, it's 500 miles of range. But now we are living in a world where the current administration has just went cafe regs, whatever, man. And poor Volkswagen's over here spent, I forget, $5 billion, something like that, on this brand already. If not, probably more. It's probably like $10 billion is what they've spent. And they've not built the first vehicle. And the current administration's it's a free for all of what you want to do. Somebody over at Volkswagen's got to be going, you know, Dodge was able to put their Hurricane Straight 6 in the electric version of the vehicle. Maybe we do that too. And if they did do that, I would be very, very happy. You give me a straight 6 in the SUV version. Ooh, I would be happy. I would be very, very happy. But it is kind of concerning of way the popularity of EVs have just died. Like since 22 when they were really peaking, some of 23 after that, it's just first people to buy them. Just kind of, I think they realize, hey, maybe they're not completely for me. The generator version definitely is exciting to me, but if EV, there's not going to be, say there's a slowdown on the ramping up of charging in America. I mean, that definitely makes this thing not as appealing. Um, I don't know. I'm a little torn on this where I think they could go. I definitely think if they were to offer some sort of maybe a hybrid 4-cylinder version, um, it would be better for the brand. Are you guys into? I'm gonna read your comments in just a second. Are you into the Scout and then the idea of it just being strictly electric? Are you like, well, maybe now I'm not so hip to it, but it sure is a good looking design. Very good looking design. Um, looks like there's some tan to those seats. Those that might look really good. I love the two-tone. Look at the roof, the black roof with that green. Man, that looks good. I'm interested to test these a lot. My press association I'm with out of Chicago, they had one of these last spring that I could have done a walk around on, and I think that's when I forget something that came up that we couldn't go to that one. But I kicked myself for it because I really do want to sit in one of these and give you guys a good idea of what they're going to feel like. Where do you feel like the mirrors too? I mean, do they end up going with a little bit bigger mirror? Yeah, I mean, you would think so, right? It's a truck, especially. But let's get to your comments. Let's see what you guys are talking about with this. John says those wheels look close to the ones on the Bronco Everglades. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some of those vibes. It's that retro 70s vibe. Definitely has a little bit of that. Um, the off-roader me, you see that smooth undercarriage, you're just like, oh man, I could scrape over everything. Um, looks good. But yeah, I do like. I'm really getting into the heritage of John. I really the ruby red one with that white roof. Oh my god, it looks great. Let's see. You've got a Terra reservation. Okay. Okay. I think the reservations right now are, I want to say last I kind of seen some information, it was like 70/30, something like that to the SUV. I think people want that more classic Scout look, but the truck is super appealing. Very, very appealing. I don't know. Do I change my reservation and go for the truck? I don't know. I think Kelly probably would kill me on that. Because she's really interested in that SUV. And I think too, what the none of these pictures really show you, and they show out the dimensions on the website, but they're bigger than you think. They're definitely in between like a Nissan Frontier and an F-150 size. Like they're somewhere in that range of, it's not completely a full size and it's not a mid size. It's some weird sizing. But they look great. And this is what like Ford F-150 should have done. They should have done something unique with that truck when they did the EV version. I guess you want to call it an F-150, but should have done something fun like this. But we do know there is a second generation of the Lightning coming. So maybe they throw some sort of classic at it. That'd be pretty rad. Let's see. Nick says, I like the script Scout logo on it. I do too, man. Um, I'm a little torn on these punchy running lights. I would have liked to seen that more of a solid. Uh, but yes, as long as I can't tell. I mean, the lights are on there, but you can't tell if the Scout's glowing or is it not going to. I can't imagine why they wouldn't. It's kind of a trend in automobiles right now. But yeah, that bumper looks good too. Very off-road feeling bumper. I presume this is all plastic in here. Hopefully, this is a center core, and I don't know that you'd want to run a winch or anything on this. Maybe I don't. An EV is so new to me. That's why one reason I'm kind of excited for this. And unfortunately, what's going to happen is when these things get built, the Raptor is going to probably have to be traded in for it. And part of that is across the board, everybody's numbers are down here on YouTube. So go ahead and smash those like buttons for any of your people you like watching on YouTube. Dude, right now more than ever, show them some support, man. It's just easy to do that. When you hit that like button, it definitely tells the algorithm, hey, I like that channel. And it opens up people who have the kind of similar interest to you. It says, oh, here, let me spread that out to them. So, and there's a new hype button. You get 3 hypes a week. It's the goofiest thing. It's like a video game. But for channels my size, it helps them, kind of boost them in the algorithm, so that's all. I'm not selling myself any more than that. Um, let's see, no EV for me, says Baseball Geek, which is fine. See, that's the thing with, the way the autos are set up now is you were not being forced right now. I'm all for EV tech. I don't it doesn't freak me out. Um, they are can be kind of boring to drive after the initial launch of like, oh, they go really fast, really quick, which I hope this doesn't do. I don't want some 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. I just don't because I don't care. I'm not taking on every Lamborghini in my pickup truck. But I don't know, man. The Harvester is what's the real interest to me of this. Will we hear it? How loud's that engine gonna be? Where are they putting it in the truck, for one? I know in the SUV, they're putting it where the kinda gas tank would be in the rear, and then you've gotta put gas in an electric vehicle, which sounds odd. And what kinda tank size can we expect? I'm guessing something, like, maybe under 10 gallons because I think with the Harvester, it extends at 150 miles, something like that, so I can't imagine that it's a big fuel cell. But that's something we're gonna learn here in the next couple months as well. John says, with the Harvester, it made me interested with the 500-mile range. Yes, yes, 100%. Let me pull up, I want to pull up their website and we'll talk a little bit more about it because there's some good things. I talked about it in the video the other day, but there's some good things that they have. Let's see. They have on the website as well. They got a really good forum. It's active. I wouldn't say it's completely crazy active because, well, there's nothing to talk about really. But yeah, let's pull up the website here. They've done an excellent job with the website as well. These look good. Of course, these I guarantee there's nothing real about this. I guarantee you that. That's all renderings. But that SUV, I really do. I like the look of that quite a bit. Um, the truck, once again, looks really, really cool. And they're really still do the reservations. You know, I have one. I have one right here. Let's see. Where does it show? No, I've already. I want to see my account. There we go. Let's see what we got going here. I guess it's like, no, F you. This is what you're gonna see. But yeah, I like too that remember when Bronco, a lot of my Bronco people, when you couldn't change your reservations easily, Scout allows you to do that. I've been very surprised how easily you can change your account. Oh, see, it's going crazy on me. Probably re-sign in on that. Let's see. Let's look at the SUV first. This is your Traveler. That color's great, though I don't think I would get that. They've teased some neon green colors, and you know I've talked about it recent videos that Nissan's got that new neon green that I really like. Which I saw one in person going down the interstate the other day. I saw with Nissan, kind of a side tangent here, but I was on Interstate 840 here. Going, it goes around Nashville basically, and they bring a lot of stuff up from Mississippi, and this looked like they were trying to hit Interstate 24 to go up towards Michigan. And it was a truckload of Pro 4Xs in that new red color they have. And I bet money they were all going to Roush. And then like 10 minutes later, I saw another truckload of all Pro 4Xs, but in different colors. And there was one of those greens. And that green Kelly would never go for it. But I think it's really rad. And if they did something like this in that green, oh wow, I would be very, very happy. Oh, right here. Here's where I was hoping to get to. Um, let's see. Entry model prices are starting under $60,000. Well, pretty sure that means it's $59,900, like under $60,000. But you know, they don't that it's I really hadn't seen much on pricing of these things. And I'm glad they didn't go $35,000 like every other EV company's done. And you're like, there's no way. There's just no way this is going to be this. Even the new Slate they're supposed to be at $20,000 now that these tax credits are gone. Well, there goes $7,500. And I think they're gone in a couple weeks. I think is the final. I thought it was the end of August, but I think it's sometime in September. And you know, at least they're somewhat being honest here of like, hey, this is 60. I told Kelly, I think we talked about it maybe a couple months ago, that I honestly I really think they're going to be closer to 80 to $100,000. Which, if this Traveler is getting to $100,000, it's probably going to pull me out of that market to owning one. Only because I buy things for short term buying for like a year or two, and I don't want to lose my ass on an EV, which they used to be great, but now that people aren't so EV friendly, the resale's not great. But I mean, I'm curious where you guys think the pricing is going to be on this. So, as you can see in this little demonstration, you can kind of see that flat bottom. That's very, very appealing to me. I wish they would add these colors to this though, and I'm hoping this tailgate all stays the same. The idea to have that old school tailgate, that's super appealing. It's one thing that's a bummer about the Bronco, and I know that Ford has that tailgate that you can slide out. It's not the same. It's just not the same to me personally. Let's see. I know Miss Alcione in there is not going to be excited for the Scout. Let's see. What we got here? Ford video guy was super. So yeah, no, he told me, he kept asking me to come out, and I couldn't make it work. I'm glad you're home, Tim. Just made it back from Super Celebration. Well, I'm glad all you had all the fun out there. Colorado's some of the best off-roading areas, and I think they've Tom that does Super Celebration, they've been very smart where they've placed those. The only one that's not super appealing to me is Wisconsin, and it's not because of Wisconsin. It's just because I don't know. It's a touristy kind of like where I have Pigeon Forge here. I'm just not interested in going to another place just like that. Let's see. John says ChatGPT says engine type naturally aspirated non-turbo four cylinders likely. The little yeah, I've seen this on the i4. A little engine they have, a little four-cylinder engine they have would be perfect for this as the generator. You give me a straight six though, of some sort, and I would be really, really happy. Though I don't know that Volkswagen has a straight six. Uh, they might be able to partner with maybe BMW or somebody for a straight six, which would be great. Ultimately, I'm still pumped. I'm bummed that we haven't gotten any real news yet because come October, it'll be a year since they launched this. Pardon me. And I was hoping for at least just give us, I know pricing, they'll always say not till it comes out do we know. But I would love to see their build and price of this thing, or at least a build website pop up so we can start getting a better idea of what to expect when we actually place our orders. So, but hopefully that price just doesn't go nuts. And I hope there's not a ton of options. I really do. I hope they don't go, well, we got to throw 20 to $30,000 of options. I don't just do it. Scout should be simple. They should have the basic Traveler and then the higher class, and the same with the truck. That to make it a successful company, you don't need multiple trims. Just having these two, honestly, if you told me this is how you buy them, and we can add a couple off-road accessories, I think it'd be great, especially at $60,000. All right, let's see. Along with Arthur, Mr. Tim, using every one of his YouTube channels to say hello. Let's see. Deal me in for a 24. Volkswagen did have a 45 miles per gallon diesel till the EPA figured out it's the tricks they'd pulled. Yes. Yes. I'm not interested in diesel in this thing though. For one, it would be rattly. Diesel techs has really come a long way to make them quieter, but it's still definitely louder than the gas engine. So wouldn't be excited for a diesel, though. I would be excited for, once again, it could be a small V6. I don't care. I would want them to put an engine in this. And I've talked about it before, but I believe it was Road and Track, somebody's podcast on YouTube here. They had the CEO of Scout, and he definitely was. They'll always say we don't talk about future products and stuff, but hey, the journalists were asking, hey, where could you be headed? But they did definitely say that this platform can shift. So I think a actual gas powered version could still be in the cards. And if they did that along with the EV, I'm going gas powered, to be honest. I would definitely go gas powered or hybrid. A hybrid probably would be perfect, but Super pumped about that. Very, very pumped. Let's see. Let's see what are you guys are being quiet tonight. I'm doing all the talking. I've got nobody over here to bounce off of. And I'm going to end up losing my voice. Oh man. We've got coming up me and Kelly, we will be going to Texas in 2 weeks. My Texas Auto Writers Association is having their gathering, and I know what I'm getting is a press car to drive around, and I'm getting the Corolla GR, the GR Corolla. I'm so pumped about this thing. I am because you're talking EV. I get it. I get it, Laura. Um, but the GR Corolla, I'm very guys. I love hot hatch cars, so it's very appealing to me, especially knowing it's a 3 cylinder. We are getting an automatic version. Toyota was interested to put me in the automatic. I think they're really trying since they brought an automatic out, trying to promote that a little bit. So that's going to be super rad. I cannot wait for that. Usually when we go down there, we go to these press events, and they all the manufacturers bring out here's our latest and greatest. I get to check them out, drive them around, have fun. I'm interested definitely in the 4Runner. I've driven the classy version, the limited. I definitely want to try out the Trail Hunter. I know one will be there. And honestly, I'd like to try out the just the normal TRD Pro. I'm not sold in the truck in that little 4 cylinder that they have. So I'm curious what I'm going to feel like with the maybe a slightly heavier SUV. And I was told they built a really good off-road course this year at this event. So that's kind of exciting. Full-size trucks, Ram usually brings quite a bit. That'll be fun. The new Tundras, I'm hoping they have that new surf color. That would be nice to do a nice walk around and drive on that one. And I will definitely let you guys know, especially my Patreon members. I've been trying to. You saw a video today. I figured out how to get embed videos there. So Patreon members are seeing a lot of the stuff before you guys get to. Not everything, but we're working towards Patreon getting first shot at everything and membership here. You guys get to see as members. You get to see some behind the scenes pictures, stuff like that. So if you guys ever want to support this channel, it's $5. That's it. I don't ask for much. It's all free though. I don't care if you just watch. Just smash that like button for me. It's where I'd like to be. And then me, Mark, and Jess will be in Las Vegas for SEMA 2025. So it was not. I've broken my rules this year. Last year, I always tell you guys, other than Supercell, I kind of want to spread the love to events. So I went last year. We went to the Dunes for the Bronco deal. I thought, okay, this year I'm not going to go. And then Ford said, hey, we have what they brought the heritage version there, or the anniversary version. And so I was like, I'm pretty big into Bronco. I'll go cover that. Then, so we were going to go to, sorry, hush, Siri. And then we went to, I was going to go to Woodward Dream Cruise because I haven't been there in 2 years. And then poor Jess got feeling ill, and she was ended up in the hospital for a while and got herself taken care of. So we just pulled back on that, and we all went to East Tennessee for the Stampede, which, man, talk about people that just hate in a video. Kelly and Sydney did their top was it 5 or 10 video, which did really well. But man, people were just bitching at me about the lack of attendance at this event at the Stampede. And I'm like, this isn't my event. Don't come at me all strong. I reported on it. I wrote about it. And if you go over to allterrainnation.com, you can read my thoughts a little bit more about it, because it was it a disappointment? 100% it was. But, it's not me. Don't think because I cover one of these events that is me. But once again, you can come over here. Look at this, allterrainnation.com. I meant to have an article up today on these tires and just ran out of time. But, we're writing a little bit, or it's been basically me right now. And I'm due to bring in another guest writer, but you can see here, we talk about the latest and greatest in the off-road and kind of truck SUV world. You will see some car stuff from time to time, but that's not my focus, as you know. But definitely go check out what we've got going on there. I would greatly appreciate it. And right here, got to see an ad in my own thing. Guest writer, Miss Natalie Morello, wrote a nice article on the new pickup truck. So be sure to check out the website as well. But If you guys aren't going to bring up any comments, you're just going to be quiet tonight because we're talking EV. May have to end this in here in a few minutes. Laura, you're right. The dunes are the best, except for me and you've never got to do the drag race yet. Though me and Tim, well, not me and Tim, Kelly and his daughter were able to drag race each other. Raptor pulled ahead. The Raptor's not built for that drag though. We noticed that the Raptor really kicks in speed when it's in about fourth gear, and that's when it like starts planing like a boat would over the sand. And that's when it really wants to go. So I need that drag strip to be a little bit longer. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, bring that heritage out there and let's race. It'd be fun. We also on the channel we got 26's news is starting to pop out there. Nissan this past week showed the Frontier color changes, slight changes they've done to that vehicle. I'm expecting news on the Bronco, honest to God, anytime now. So hopefully we start getting some press releases of what's going on with the Bronco. Do we see any changes? Damn sure hope some color changes. And with Wrangler, we should start seeing maybe some prototypes floating around Michigan. And 28 is when it's going to be its 10-year anniversary. So honestly, I would expect by 27 we start getting an idea what's coming. So we're not that far off, to be honest. So I do expect to start seeing some stuff floating around Detroit. What else we got going up? Oh, the new F-150. They've pushed it back, but we should start seeing some hints of what that's going to look like. Chevrolet's due for a big refresh with the Silverado, which I'm pretty excited about. But yeah, that I dropped. Oh, last name drop here. Dropped a the Wrangler video on ATN Offroad. Dude, it's got less than 100 views. I don't know what that was a Nissan channel one time, so I understand why people get upset that you don't see a lot of Nissan over there anymore. But yeah, go check that video out because I took and was looking at the Wrangler lineup because they have so many options with Wrangler. You want 4xe or do you want the normal gas version? But then I started going, okay, we were pricing the Willys, which is kind of a mid tier. You get some good options, but not the full load out for like 50, 53, somewhere in there. Or do you just go all in with the Rubicon, which is right at 60? And front rear lockers, you're getting a lot of goodies that way. Did a video on that, so definitely go check that out. Where is Kelly? Well, I want to say I heard him sneaking in. Maybe not. But my daughter's was with her travel softball team today, and they were doing some training. And I'm sorry, I really love watching my daughter play softball more than anything. But it was opening weekend for my Bengals, so I had to work and edit some videos and watch my Bengals. But they'll definitely be back next week. Gotta get Allie back on here. Hopefully, Allie's feeling a lot better. She had a surgery, I believe. So hopefully we can get an update from Allie because I know she was taking 4 to 6 weeks off from her job. So hopefully we can get good updates for her and see what Mark and Jess are up to. Because I think next weekend we will see them. We're going to an Bronco gathering at where Mark works, the off-road shop he works, Music City 4x4. Let's see. You saw the Jeep Comanche photo on Facebook. Is that real though? I don't think that's a real photo, but it would be fun and it would be smart for them to bring the Comanche name back. I think especially if Ram's wanting to build some sort of mid-size something, it would be smart for them to do that. A lot of people thought the Gladiator was going to be called the Comanche, and I'm hoping the Gladiator I'm hoping it gets a second generation, but I'm hoping they do more of the old style front end that we've talked about in the past. Let's separate it from Wrangler just a little bit. I think it would help sales as well. But I did see that rendering that was going around, John. Curious what people's favorite color is on the F-150 Raptor R. Rapid red. I don't know if it's going to be for 26, but by far that's my favorite color. And then shelter green would be second. Antimatter blue would probably be tied for second. But those would be my 3 colors, Laura. I really like those a lot. I know, busy lady. I know we got to get the ladies back on here. It's the holidays have just screwed me up for like doing these live streams. And once again, Kelly's availability this week has been limited due to my daughter. Let's see. Michael Cooper says, I drove my first hybrid car this weekend. It was a 25 Toyota Camry, over 500 miles to a tank of fuel. Yeah, Mike, you can't beat that stuff, really. I'm that off-roader truck guy. So, I don't always look at the brightest fuel consumption options that we have. Um, Sydney's little Explorer gets a good 20, 25, and we still take the Raptor out more than we take the little Explorer out. And the Raptor gets like 13 is really about what it gets. When we were going to Michigan, I was in the 15s for a while, 16s. When we bought it, we were coming back from Alcione Ford and we were all back roads where you could do like 55. Dude, I was getting 24 in that thing. And I was like, oh, this would be awesome. No, I knew better than that's what it got, but I was like, maybe it'll be better than I thought. And no, it's right at 13. If Kelly's driving it, it's sometimes 12. Well, I mean, she drives it a lot, but if she's really into the throttle. Let's see. Appreciate the refresh on the Bronco, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the next ground up Bronco will look like. Well, I will say this, almost can guarantee it'll still be built around this T6 platform that they're using. They would try to get a couple generations. It's very Ford to do that. If you look at how they do the F-150s, they're not ground ups all the time. They're new bodies, but they don't go completely ground up for a couple generations. But yes, I hate to be like we've had Bronco for 4 years, almost 5 years, something like that. And I hate to be like, man, I'm ready to see what the next one looks like, but I kind of am. Do they take it kind of that old 70s Gen 3 style? I hope not. I hope they don't mess with the size of it, leave it where it's at. But I don't want it to look like that Chinese Bronco Sport thing. Not at all. I don't like what they've done to that. Let's see, any more comments up there? I'm a little rambly tonight. Once again, I'm so used to having Kelly or somebody across from me that I can talk to, bounce the ideas off. Doing these old school style where I used to do these for an hour or so, man. Man, when that the Bronco early Bronco days where we would do these live streams, which is what these are all based on, is because we were doing some live streams for Bronco. We were doing those building prices, and I would look down and I'd done 2 hours of talking to you guys and just like, where did that time come from? I just had a blast with it. So, anyways, it looks like you guys are done. You're done with me, which is fine. It's fine. There's some football probably we all could watch, or I'm gonna finish my drink and probably hit the hay. So in the comments below, guys, if you're watching this after the fact, give me a big thumbs up, man. Let me know that you made it all the way through to the end. Guys, go over to allterrainnation.com. Check out the website. Trust me, I'm trying to build that. Manufacturers love that I'm doing a website now with written articles. I just need to get some traction over there. So it's doing okay. It's doing what I thought it would be, but I like to grow. I'm only 5'8", so I'd like to be 6 foot. So I'd like to be 7 foot in the auto world. So anyways, so whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, it doesn't matter what you drive. I'm really itching to drive that Scout though. It's been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.